My name is Dr. Amity, and I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to Module 1. Module 1 consists of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. As you well know, American democracy, many people refer to as an experiment. Compared to other nations, our nation is really a baby. And so our form of democracy is very different from not only other governments around the world, but also different from other democracies. So in this chapter 1, we look at the definition of government and politics, and we also spend some time talking about types of governments so that you'll be able to contrast what we have in terms of our democracy with the types of governments other nations have, be they oligarchies, monarchies, or socialist governments, communist governments, or as well as totalitarian governments. Also, since our government is a democracy, it means of the people. We really look at to what extent the people are engaged in our democracy. What are the ways that are engaged? I know we talk about voting, but in this chapter we highlight several ways of participating in American democracy. And we raise the question, are our young people, our next generation, committed to our democracy? If so, what is their level of participation? In chapter 2, we hone in on the U.S. Constitution. In truth, we have a democracy, but it's guided by a constitution, a written document that many brag that our framers of the Constitution so eloquently put together. So we look at its origins in terms of the philosophies underlying it, as well as how it evolved, the controversies emanating from the Revolutionary War, the victory, our first form of government, a confederation, and then the events that took place at the Constitutional Convention, the points of contention, as well as the compromises. And then we settle in and talk about the nuts and bolts of American democracy. Who has the power? What is the power at the state and national level? As well as the power of the three branches of government, separation of powers, and checks and balances. And finally, in chapter 2, we look at exactly how we propose and ratify constitutional amendments to advance change in our society. So sit back, relax, and review the PowerPoint and all of the other exercises and assignments for Module 1. Thank you.